Hello, everybody. I'm back. So, my two books have not arrived yet. They are coming. If they don't come today, they will probably come in tomorrow. um, and that's fine. I can wait one more day before showing you all my books that I purchased. One of them I bought um, from Walmart. So, anyways, one of the things that I one of the things that I really love about being an author is the creation of new characters, and sometimes, and some of the times when I write a story, I sometimes like to connect that new character to an old character or a character that has been around for quite some time. So, for example, I wrote a story, did not publish it, about Professor Snape having a demigod sister, and I lost that story before I could publish it on fan fiction. So I really like doing it, and I have done it in the past, and I'm very good at it. So when I ditched the idea of doing the double dunk or double like Deadly Delights series, I was thinking to myself, I really want a character that is different than the other two characters I wrote, and that is Barbara Market and Josephine Jackson. And I was like, would be really cool if I did something that was a kind of a homage to teachers, because I have complete respect for teachers. They go through so much shit, and all that. And so I was like, wouldn't it be cool if I did a series about a teacher that solves mysteries? And I thought, oh, that sounds like a really great idea. And I got way too many ideas in my head. Please God pardon me. I have ideas for at least 50 books. And then I was like, okay, so so she's a teacher. It's definitely going to be a woman. I'm not really comfortable having main characters that are men. I always have women. And so I came up with the idea of Alice, and she is a former detective, and she retires, or she leaves the force to become a teacher because she wants to help children out to hopefully keep them from becoming the problems of society. And we all know what that is, like rapists, murderers, stuff like that. And so she discovers the body of a coach who had an argument with a parent during a PTA meeting, and she now has to not only draw on the training that she had as a detective, but also from her last name. And I was kind of nervous about doing this because of copyright, but then I found out that last year, the last 10 of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes books entered public domain, which means the character is fully in public domain. It's because back in 2020, yes, when we were all suffering from the pandemic, the Doyle estate sued Netflix for violation of their copyright, because it presented a much more kinder and gentler Sherlock Holmes than what we are used to. And they were actually able to prove that Sherlock actually had these sentiments much earlier. So, yeah, it was really cool. So her name is Alice Holmes. She is the great, many times over, granddaughter of Sherlock Holmes. And the first book is going to be titled Death at the PTA, or might actually change it to Murder at the PTA. And this is the first Alice Holmes investigation mystery series. Or I may go ahead and shorten it for the people that are doing the cover. And really it's going to be a very kind of like a very simplistic cover. Not anything fancy, just having a woman holding up a magnifying glass. And that's what we're going to have. So it's interesting, and I'm like, wow, I am going to write a book about Sherlock Holmes' many times over granddaughter, and it's going to be a lot of fun to read, fun to write, and fun to read. But she's probably about 3 or 4 generations away from him. And everybody who knows her family knows that they are very proud to be related to Sherlock Holmes. And I really want to really take my time with these scenes to kind of show that she has his brilliant mind and how she's able to pick up clues that other people cannot. And does she have an adversary? No. There will be no descendant of Professor Moriarty in this book. But I think her adversaries, if you want to look at them, is the very people that kill people for various really stupid reasons. So, so it's interesting, was a couple of years ago, when I was much younger, much younger, when I had all my teeth, I watched a show about I think she was 13, maybe she was 15. She had the last name of Holmes, and she was the descendant of Sherlock Holmes, and she found this trunk that belonged to him and decoded it and figured out how to open it. And she uses the stuff in the trunk to solve mysteries. And I really loved that show so much. Too bad it got canceled. It's been well over a decade. The girl is all grown up. But this is very different. This one is basically, you know, this woman is grown up. She's a descendant of Sherlock Holmes. She is a former detective who is a teacher now. She lives in a small town called Buffalo Hills, and she does this. There has been there was this one series. I don't know when it came out. I think they had to be very careful, where it was like A Study in Scarlet, which was the first Sherlock Holmes book. I'm going to have to really look at it to really see what it was about. But I kind of want to make sure that if you haven't read the book, it's very hard to copy off the book if you have never read the book. But I kind of want to read the synopsis of the book to even see if it's something I want later on down the road want to buy. But definitely after I have finished writing the first book, will I probably read A Study in Scarlet. But Sherlock Holmes is a fascinating literary character, and the idea of writing a mystery book that has his descendant, who's a former detective herself, that knows and understands how police operate. And this time around, unlike a lot of the books out there that, you know, the protagonist is the main suspect, she absolutely will not be the main suspect, because people still know who she is, still remember who she is and what she's done. So yeah. So I really advise, and I'm going to say this to people if they're thinking about writing a character that's related to somebody that's not a character. Writing a character that's related to a literary character that's not in public domain. I really advise that you be really careful when you write this. Because you might not intend to violate copyright, but there's always an estate. I'm an estate. If I adopt children, my children will have access to my estate. Just be like I said, just be careful. There's always an estate, and they're always gunning to sue. Um, I wouldn't personally. I wouldn't, unless I had no choice in the matter, because I'm not like sue happy. You know, that's just me. That's just me. Um, but yeah, so I am going to end it here. Hopefully today the books will be in, but as I said earlier, if they don't come in today, they will come in tomorrow. It is absolutely horrible out there right now. I was coming back from work and I went to, like I said in my other video, I went to KFC. I had ice hit my hand and oh my god, it was so painful. Um, so yeah, I was so happy that the rain stopped and I was able to like get home and all that stuff. So I am going to see you guys around. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Hope you guys are a lot drier than I was. Bye.